Good evening from the Arizona desert. My name is Tom, and I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, and this is the daily DoorDash journey through the desert. Today is Friday, and we all know that Fridays is probably one of our better days, Fridays and Saturdays, so hopefully we'll be able to catch some good offers today. Today I want to talk about perspective. I was listening to an audiobook and it just kind of opened up my eyes a little bit, especially as a content creator and the message that this channel shares with everybody about our personal finances. And the eye-opening experience, it may be an aha moment for me, it may be obvious to you, but what it did for me was it taught me that no individual, out of the millions of dashers, out of the millions and millions of people here in the United States, not a single individual has an identical financial story. It's almost like a fingerprint, if you will. And when you're talking to the masses, when you're talking to the group inside of this channel, when you're putting things out there into the internet world, and when you're talking to other individuals, sometimes you have to get out of yourself and you have to look at things through other people's eyes, because what you're experiencing is not what they're experiencing. I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean, I'm killing it out here. I'm doing a really good job, an amazing job, a so-so job, whatever. And you can get mad at me for doing that because you're obviously struggling. This message isn't for everybody. Some are struggling, some are not. Again, that perspective. And you know, we can get mad at others because of their financial situation, or we can use that anger, that need for more, as something to drive you, to push you, to say, you know, what is that person doing that I'm not? And we can say, yeah, it's their market and it's different than my market. But, you know, there's always some little thing that we can listen to, that we can hear, that we can apply to our daily lives that might just give us a little bit more. And compounded through multiple offers, if you're able to speed up your deliveries, if you're able to decline bad jobs and accept better jobs, and you do that for 5-6 extra jobs, you may find that you're making an extra $20-$30, you know, on a shift. And those compounded over days and over weeks and over the course of the year can have a big benefit. And remember, we're all creatures of the environment that we grew up in. Some of us maybe grew up in hard times. Some of us grew up during a depression. Some of us may have grown up during internet boom days. You know, so if we're around our parents who maybe were always struggling and couldn't find a job and money was tight, and you always were raised in an environment of scarcity, versus somebody else who maybe internet boom and it was like shooting fish in the barrel, and everything was golden, and you knew that, hey, I'm going to go buy this stuff because I know that I'll be able to make it. It's like, you know, that risk threshold that you have. And so we all look at things differently. We all have our own perspective. We all have our own paradigm. And sometimes when you're talking to other people, even you talking to me and me talking to you, you have to get out of your paradigm and jump into that other individual's paradigm. Try to understand where it is that they're coming from, so that message might resonate, or the questions that you ask somebody in order to get out of your world and into somebody else's world will have more value to you. So I just thought it was really interesting that, we're just that unique. And then it went into another tangent. It went into, wow, now I kind of understand the difficulty that the DoorDash engineers have in programming, for us. Because you might program for somebody like myself, but then how's it going to affect everybody else? Or you might program for everybody else, the masses, and what does it do to me? And it's like, they cannot program for each individual. They have to program for the masses. And when you understand that, then it's kind of like, well, let me just go maximize what I can do. So, it just opened up my eyes. And hopefully this message may open up a few of your eyes. May get you to have a little aha moment. I don't know. But that's where I'm coming from. And that's my journey through the desert. And it's kind of like, hey, wow, I just found this like little oasis, this little nugget out here in the desert. And how can I take that and think about it and ponder, how can I use it? Here's another example. It's not the financial example, but it's a paradigm having to do with driving daily. He has a challenge with a mic and audience and being able to make it so that everybody can hear him better. So I had to jump out of my world and I had to jump into his world. I had to try and visualize what he's doing through the power of the internet, through live streams, through communication. Obviously it'd be much easier if we're side by side, but we're not. But it's kind of like you have to get out of your world. It's like, well, why doesn't he see this? Because that's his world. He's putting out a message, he's not hearing his message. But when all of a sudden you look at it differently and you share that with somebody from a constructive standpoint instead of from why don't you understand my situation, it works. It works when you get out of your paradigm and you jump into somebody else's. So even remember that when you're at a merchant location, it's like they might be having a bad day. You're not. They might be. Or they might not, and you might be. Two totally different paradigms. But when you try to understand where they're coming from and recognize, hey, this person, yesterday I even asked somebody, are you okay? There's value in that. That can be replicated through many aspects of your life. Get out of your paradigm, get into somebody else's paradigm. Really, truly recognize that no two individuals are the same. Even across ethnic lines. Totally different worlds that they were brought up in. Go try to get out of your world and into somebody else's world. If you found any value in these nuggets, share them with somebody. Talk about it. Talk about it in the chat. Comments. If you like this stuff, like, subscribe. These are just my thoughts. A little deep first thing in the morning, but they're my ramblings. It's me, thirsty, famished in the desert, trying to find value in the world. I may have found something. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it in my backpack. And I'm going to tote it across this desert. I'm going to pull it out occasionally and I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to reap the rewards. Sometimes when we're famished in the desert, what feeds us is knowledge. What feeds us is something that's going to make our day better and move us further along this journey. Well, that was deep. Probably went over your head. I'm just a crazy guy out here in Phoenix. I'm going to go get some gas. I hope in your paradigm, in your world, that today is a fantastic day. I hope in your world, in your paradigm, that you'll look at things through a different perspective, that you'll try to get out of your world and your circumstances and go into somebody else's. There's great value in that. Great, tremendous value. I'm building a friendship with a guy out in North Carolina. All because I got out of my world and into his world. Tremendous value. Tremendous value. I found a good guy. If you haven't subscribed to Driving Daily, search for Driving Daily. I think it's Driving Daily 582 if I remember correctly. But I have to go get gas and get started. So you guys have a great day.